You want to know why men pick younger women? It's not because they're prettier. It's not because they're easier. It's because older women have forgotten how to be feminine. Yes, I said it. See, younger women still have something that a lot of older women have lost along the way. That is softness, admiration, and the ability to actually receive a man's energy instead of competing with it. Older men do not want to fight every day. They do not want to be your emotional punching bag or your therapist. They want peace. They want a woman who listens, who is grateful, who still sees the man in front of her instead of resenting him for the ones in her past. And no, this does not apply to everybody. There are exceptions, but I am talking about the rule. When a younger woman walks in with light, feminine energy, and a willingness to follow, it feels refreshing to a man who has been carrying the world on his back. It's not about a number on her driver's license. It is about her energy. A woman in her 40s who's done the inner work, who leads with softness and respects masculine energy, she will always win. But if we're being honest, most don't, and that's exactly why men go for younger girls.
My dog Storm and I want to talk to you guys about why men tend to go for younger women after breaking up with somebody maybe their age or even a little bit older. Okay, so here's the thing, you guys. This has happened to me. I see it happen all the time. A man who is not ready to grow, who is not ready to hold himself accountable, who is not ready to look himself in the mirror and say, oh, there's some habits and some behaviors, some patterns that I maybe need to change. He will go from a woman who challenges him and who holds him accountable to a woman who is easy and relaxed and maybe doesn't do those things. And a lot of times, this is a generalization, but a lot of times it will be the younger women who have not found their voice, their boundaries, or their ability to assert their needs, who those men will go for, because that woman will just placate him. She'll just kind of people please and do whatever he wants because she doesn't know any better yet, or she hasn't built her own self-worth yet, but she will eventually. And so oftentimes what you see is the guy will go from somebody their age to somebody younger, and then maybe even stay with them for a long time, but then that younger woman grows up too, and she finds her boundaries and her voice, and eventually she starts to hold him accountable. And then he goes to a younger woman, or they break up, or something happens. I see it all the time. He's not going to a younger woman because she's better than you or because you're not worthy or anything like that. He's going to a younger woman because he couldn't step up to the plate of what it would take to be with you. And that is a compliment. You want a man who's going to be able to do the work and who's going to be able to step up. You don't want a man who needs something easier.
All right, y'all. Why do women get mad when men prefer much younger women? Glad you asked. Your girl got an answer for you. Let's get into it, family. So for starters, I will say that there's an extremely large age difference. It can look a little funny. 20, 30 years age difference does make you think, do they have in common? He was 30 when she was born. Here's the thing. If it's not illegal and no one was abused or is being abused in the process, it is what it is. Okay? Here's the part 2 to my answer. Now, I'm a divorced woman, have a child, and I'm in my 30s. And I've heard everything that's said online. So at first, it was hard to accept. Hard to hear that you're not someone's preference because of some things that you can't control at this moment. And I used to get mad at it. Everyone wants to be everyone's preference. And I had to accept. Not for everybody. And look, I'm okay with it. There's men that's gonna love me for exactly who I am. And there's men that's not. All good. What's for me is for me. That's that. Accepting it for what it is really helped me to no longer be mad at it.
Let's go find a man to appreciate today.
Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you a question? Are you here with these two beautiful ladies?
I'm not.
You're not? Well, I have another question for you. I'm doing a series where I show my appreciation for men, and I was wondering if I could pay for your meal today. Stop. Yes. No. Part of it. Can I pay for part of it?
I'm just having a drink, so.
None of it. What?
It's all good. I really appreciate it.
Okay, I have one more question for you. When's the last time a woman has shown her appreciation for you?
My girlfriend is very appreciative. She's
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's very lucky.
That is really awesome to hear. Well, thank you so much for answering my questions. I really want to pay for part of your meal. I hope you take this, and I hope you have a really great day. Thank you so much. What's your name?
Christian.
Christian Bailey.
Good to meet you.
You too. Have a good one.
I appreciate that. This is the kind of energy that a lot of men are looking for, that they don't often get. Just looking for somebody to reciprocate all of the love and the respect that they give out. But a lot of times in relationships, so many women believe, well, it's on the man to do all of that. It's on the man to bestow me with gifts. Okay, well, I mean, don't you think that he deserves anything at some point in time?
Men who treat women equally get judged as more sexist than the men who don't treat women equally, which were the findings from this study that showed men who rejected chivalry, like ladies first or acting protective of women, were actually judged as more hostile towards women than men who used old school chivalry. People saw equality-minded men as colder or less friendly. So the paradox is that men who reject sexist roles can look worse than the ones who quietly reinforce them. So if a man treats you the same as he treats everyone else, and that feels offensive to you, then what does that say about what women really want?
Here's the problem. A bunch of wounded girls get online all day, every day, talking trash about men. All men are broke. If he's not 6'2", don't call me. If he doesn't pay me, he's dust. And then men scroll and scroll and scroll. And now they're fully convinced that all women want are height, money, and status. So what happens? They stop growing, they stop becoming better, they stop leading, and they stop believing because they think the odds are stacked against them. But here's what you all don't understand. The real women, they're not online arguing with strangers. They're not starting gender wars. They're not playing ego games, and they're not looking for a personal ATM. A real woman embodied in her feminine energy does not spend her free time tearing men down. She's fierce in love, soft in her body, grounded in her standards, and she chooses. She doesn't compete. The wounded girls don't want accountability. They don't want to face their shadows, so they inflate their ego and call it standards. And in that process, they tarnish the image of what a real woman actually is. A real woman doesn't move loud. She moves aligned. And if you're a man who's actually becoming something, you won't attract the girls screaming online. You will attract the women building in silence.
You have an opinion, speak it. Everyone has an opinion.
But I think that men go for younger women because younger women are more naive and they take less. They don't know better, so they don't stand up for themselves. They don't put boundaries. And then an older woman has faced problems with men, and they set their boundaries, and they say, like, I'm not going to do this anymore. And the younger one doesn't know better. So then she's like a blank slate. So you could just...
Why is it that when you talk about the younger woman, right, you talk about the younger woman from a negative perspective instead of a positive perspective based off of when the man is dealing with the younger woman? But then when you talk about the older woman, you talk about all her positive traits, but not her negative traits when the man is dealing with the woman. Because you said the younger woman, well, those men want those women because she's more naive and she's this.
Because it's true. When I was younger, I was that way.
I get what you're saying. So it's funny is I'm saying this. Why is it that you spoke about the younger woman's negative traits that you thought was negative?
Somebody in the comments said, innocence is not naivety. So many times modern women think that these younger ladies are naive because they're with the older man. Oh, well, they did it. Maybe he just wants to be around somebody that loves life, and you don't seem like you love life anymore.
Why do men like to date younger women? I've seen women ask this question on this app, and I'm like, you seriously don't know? I feel like it's pretty obvious. I feel like any woman who doesn't know why or act like they don't know why, like you've been young, like stop playing. In reality, most men date women around their age. Usually they're like maybe 2 to 4 years older than them. It's only like about 25% of men that will date women 10 plus years and younger. So it's not even like the majority of men, but maybe the majority want them. I don't know. That I can't say. But we all know why men like younger women. Beauty, youth. Stop acting like you don't know. Just say you like it or you don't care. Whichever. What do you guys think?
Let's be honest. Older men don't date younger women for the reasons that you think. It's not all about looks or ego, and it's definitely not about control. It's about how they feel, and most people completely miss that. When a man gets into his late 40s or 50s, life just hits a little different. And he's dealt with career pressure, financial responsibility, possibly divorce, kids, emotional burnout, or feeling unappreciated or used. And at some point, they choose peace over chaos. And a lot of men stop feeling admired. And admiration is powerful. Women can bring in something that they felt like they've lost over the years. Excitement, curiosity, playfulness, and a sense of possibility. And all that makes him feel alive again. Not younger, but alive. But what do you think?
Yo, even the younger generation of men are waking up.
It's interesting to see that the hoes are mad that we caught onto their game. I mean, what did you think was going to happen?
Facts.
Like, the TikTok is literally their internet diary. We pay attention to everything. We study, like, we just keep evolving.
Talk.
And that's a pretty cool thing about, you know, men. But, yeah, it's just like, it's crazy to see that they're mad that we caught onto their game when they told us the whole game.
It's so dope to see the younger generation catching on early, because not for nothing, back in the day, you was just blindsided. You got cheated on, you had no idea what the hell was going on, you just believe shit. Nowadays, chicks tell on themselves. They go on every social media platform, they put all their business out there, they give all their preference out there. If a chick wants to do with money, she's not even hiding it. She's straight up saying it. So it just, you know, gives you all the information you need to avoid those kinds of women, or just use them for what they need to be used for, which is a good time, not a long time. This is what I be telling you, yo. These chicks will tell on themselves. All the information is public knowledge and you can discern accordingly. And then the chicks get mad at you when they put you onto the game that they running. And that's why birth rates at the lowest. The younger generation even drinking no more, because bottles was for shorties. Remember, copping a bottle, go to the club, cop a bottle. Liquor business is so bad, even vineyards are starting to close down because nobody drinking no more. Because that's it. These hoes ain't worth the money no more. And I'm happy as hell to see the younger generation of men catching on, because that's a good thing.
And be laughing about it. Be keying about it. Oh, ha, ha, ha. They'll never know. It's on TikTok. Why would they not know? It's all over the internet. Why would they not know? You just made a video about you going viral. I didn't expect for it to go viral like that. So to all of my new followers, hello. There was one woman a few months back talking about her divorce, and it went viral. I guess she didn't expect that either. But the men in the comments were holding her accountable for saying stupid stuff. All the men in my comment, thank you for 15,000 subs. Thank you for 15,000 followers. You just keep on hating on me. I'm just going to keep on getting the bag and this, and it. Yes, you go ahead and get your money. But who you are as a person, I guess y'all don't care about that no more. Y'all contradict yourselves by saying you want a good man. But then when a good man is in your face and you don't treat a man right, and you don't even take accountability or blame for the part that you had to play, then it kind of seems like you don't really deserve a good man at that point.
Stop thinking that man got 304s lined up somewhere, and you think he just pursuing you to be another 304. He might not. He might not. Just keep that thought. He might not. He might actually like you. He might actually want to be with you. Not every man got a list of 304s just because they look and smell good. Some of them are very reserved. Some of them, let's think about it. I know I'm gonna get a lot of messages. No, save it. Save it. Yes, we know the possibilities, but in some of these cases, these men be smelling and looking good for the right one. Not everyone. But I'm just saying, if he pursuing you and he look good, he might not. Just think of the fact, he might not have a line of 304s. You might be the only 304 he looking for. I'm just playing. But you might be the only one that he actually wants. So don't pass him up. That's it.
When I see a black man in a relationship,
at this point, I am truly baffled on how y'all come up with this shit. View discretion is advised.
And he constantly promotes himself cooking for his girl, and his girl's constantly posting, I love when my man cooks for me. Oh my god, jerk chicken, rice and peas tonight. I know he's broke as fuck. Like, I know he's broke as fuck. Let it be an Asian man or white man, I know that he probably just has a passion for cooking. But if it's a black man, he's broke.
I mean, maybe it's just me, but I don't think I've ever met a man that was broke, but he was one hell of a cook. But what I'm more interested in is, how did you come up with this conclusion? What did you experience personally, or what did you see that made you say, oh man, when black men know how to cook, especially when they're cooking for their woman, that means they're broke. And it's just black men. If a white man, Asian man, or Hispanic man cook, it's just a passion. But for black men, it's a tactic for survival. When I tell you y'all be getting on here and saying fucking anything for likes, clicks, and views is insane. For the sake of the argument, let's say he is broke. Do you think those meals are going to pay the bills? You think that's going to be enough for her to say, you know what? He ain't paying no bills, but at least he make one hell of a meal. I don't think I've ever met a woman in my life that was okay with not receiving financial assistance, but was okay with receiving him making meals in exchange. Like, truly, how do y'all come up with this shit? It just, like, what be going on in some of y'all heads? And if you have actually seen that, do you not know what an anomaly is? Do you not know what an exception is? Do you not know if something happening once in a blue moon is not likely to happen? For you to generalize such a statement just lets me know your IQ can't be anything higher than a pistachio, because there's no way. There's just no way. You sat at home and came up with this on your own, recorded it, edited it, watched it back and said, I'm gonna kill him with this one. Because the world needs to know when black men cook for their women, they're broke. I promise you, the internet is a privilege that we all don't deserve. But you know what? Fortunately for her, she ain't gotta listen to shit that I'm saying because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
Well, my name's on it. Because this is my home, I pay the bills, the mortgage in my name. I'm just trying to figure out why when I pull in at 1 o'clock in the morning that there's a police officer at my house. Officer, what's your name and badge number, sir? Name and badge number, sir? Name and badge number, sir? Case. Badge number? 6596. That's it? Alright, thank you, sir. Why were you dispatched out here tonight? Why was you called out here tonight? One more time, what's your name and badge number?
Cannot even imagine coming home to this, man. You know, but I can assure you one thing, your wife does not care about you. Your wife does not respect you. You know, there's men out here that are they're trying to get conversations from their girl. Oh, why? It doesn't matter why, man. You know, she doesn't care. That's you guys gotta realize, when they're willing to go this far, man, you know, your woman that you fell in love with is no longer there. You know, when you love somebody, you're not gonna go out and cheat on them, man. When you fear God, you're not gonna go cheat on them. And I truly believe that, man. You know, that's why I talk about having a woman of faith, you know, when you being a man of faith yourself, you know, have a man of God. You know, and until you find that, you don't settle. Don't be out here, because there's men out here going through these situations, losing everything they have. You know, their money, their finances are gone, house is gone, business is gone, everything they worked hard for is gone. Pick and choose wisely, man. It's going to be one of the most important choices you make in this life. Jim Crown of God, man.
These modern women, they don't care. They will have anybody and everybody in your house. They don't care. Anybody, everybody in your house, eating your food, laid up in your bed, on your side of the bed, all up under your AC, all up under your electricity, and be talking about he wasn't a good man. He's not a good man. He don't protect me and provide for me like you do. He don't hold me like you do. In this big house, I don't protect and provide. There was a woman the other day that I saw sitting up here complaining about a man working 12 hours. Oh, he ain't doing enough. And you look at her house and you look at her lifestyle, where she's going, and you're like, that's a nice house. How is he not protecting and providing? That's a nice car. How is he not protecting and providing? Go out here and do this type of stupid stuff.
Listen. In the beginning, you cannot assume that you were the only one.
Instagram post where it's 75% of women who are in relationships have a backup guy.
And so do men, please.
Everybody should.
I don't think that's true.
Well, you know, like when you're first dating, y'all don't close down your whole list just because you went on one date with a girl you happen to be into. Like, that doesn't happen first date. Would you agree with that? No, you won't even agree to that?
Well,
He's struggling.
Your list is almost always open.
But if I'm really into somebody, I blow off everybody else.
And do they know that you've blown them off, or just in your mind?
No, I let them know. It's you.
No, I'm talking about the other girls.
No, they don't know.
Exactly. So to me, they're not blown off. They still think something's going on just in your mind, in your head. Nothing's going on. But they might just be thinking, oh, I haven't heard from him. Maybe he's
It
busy
doesn't
this
matter
week.
what they think. It's what's in my head.
No, that's why, ladies and gentlemen, you ask when you're on a date, are you dating someone? Does someone think they're dating you? That's always a follow-up question, because this right here, just because you haven't called her doesn't mean she knows that she's out of the running.
No.
Exactly. So someone might be out here thinking that they're still dating you.
So that would be somebody waiting in the wings.
Yes, there's your backup plan.
But not emotionally.
To you. So in all, we conclude that men also have backup plans, as evidenced by this discussion.
But
I would never obey a man.
Can we just get past this?
We are going to be
get past this.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poor.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And obey. To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And obey.
I'm not saying that word.
Say it.
I'm not saying that word. I'm not obeying anybody. I don't obey anybody, especially him. So you can continue without that word. Cherish.
Can you just say it? People were just looking.
I'm not obeying nobody. I'm not saying that word. You think I am about to start my life off obeying a man? Never. I'm not obeying anybody.
Say it, girl.
So we can continue. We can continue without me saying that word.
Small ceremony at your parents' house. So
I don't care where it is.
We've got the officiant.
Vows are vows, and you have to abide by them. And that word, obey, I'm definitely not obeying you. No, I'm not. Ever. Don't. I'm not trying to show off, but I'm not obeying. I'm not saying that word obey. I am not.
You're trying to show off in front of your family.
I am not. We either gonna continue or we can leave.
You want to embarrass me in front of your family?
We can leave because I'm not saying that word obey.
You want to show out in front of your family?
You can continue, Pastor.
Do you want to show out in
Go
front of your
ahead
family?
and continue. I'm not saying obey. You can obey. I'm not saying obey. I'm not obeying nobody.
And I know she's hollering and screaming about it, but this is how a lot of these modern women feel. They might not say it. They might not holler and scream. They might be so overcome and overwhelmed with emotion on the day because I finally made it here, despite what people would say. But when we get in that marriage and after the honeymoon phase wears off, I'm going to go back to being myself. I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing in the first place. I'm going to go back to not listening. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take it up a notch. And I'm going to become outright rebellious. Not going to cooperate. And this is not even about submission anymore. This is just about being a good team player. Just helping out. That's it. Modern women complain about the mental load, but they don't complain about the attitude load. They don't complain about the emotional load. The I can't keep my attitude in my mouth in check load. They don't complain about that. They be going off, cussing you out, talking to you crazy, not apologizing. The accountability load, they never say anything about that. Not at all.
Men are more tolerant of their political enemies than women are of their own allies. According to this large survey that asked college students whether they would allow or ban speakers who promoted controversial ideas on campus, they found that men were 3.5 times more likely than women to allow anyone to speak, even people they completely disagreed with. And that was true for every political group, like liberal, conservative, libertarian, moderate, and even democratic socialist men were more consistently tolerant than women. This means that America's division is now more about gender than politics when it comes to censorship and free speech.
I'm going to ask you one more question.
Fire away, huh?
Okay. If you have only one place in your heart for one woman, or you want to have one woman in your heart, I think you said, why don't you just commit to one and choose to be faithful to her?
I'm just not wired that way. I spent my whole 20s trying to fix myself.
But you're a man of self-control. You work out, you do business.
Yeah.
You can possess your own power and direct it the way you want to direct it.
It's not how I am.
Do you think that might be a limited mindset?
I think it's none of your business, but I don't want you to think I'm triggered by you. I'm not.
Okay.
I saw somebody say that, and I think that's interesting. I think you're annoying, but I'm not triggered. You know what I'm saying? No, you are. You're annoying in like this goody two-shoes type way, and that's...
After he dismissed her and avoided the question, she further leans into it and strokes his ego. She actually compliments him. You look like such a strong man. You must possess so much self-control. Like, why would that be a problem for you? That is an amazing communication technique any woman needs to possess. Be smart, play dumb. Know how to work with a man's ego, not against it. You always get more information out of a man if you make him feel good by disarming the situation, pretending like you're on his team, which obviously didn't work here because this is an artificial environment in a podcast studio where people want to debate. She obviously is the more powerful communicator and is more emotionally regulated, where he is very much emotionally triggered, and I'll show you why. She starts off the whole debate with a normal question, looks him in the eye, is quite confrontational but still in a graceful and feminine way. Posture is straight, she's pointed her upper body towards him and keeps eye contact. Somewhat confrontational. This is his body language. Can't even look her in the eye, elbow on the table, hiding his face, touching his face, and the upper body is facing away from her. She's the more confrontational one, the more dominant one, and he's more submissive. Then he dismisses her question without further backing up his point of view or actually giving any rational reasoning to it. Then he goes on by saying she's annoying. A lot of people like to insult others, especially when they feel called out and put on the spot. They lack logical reasoning by backing up their own opinion. Because remember, everyone has a strong opinion, but not everyone is able to back it up when asked for it. That's when a lot of people cave in. That's when a lot of people get triggered. If you pay attention to the energy of the room, it is very quiet and tense as they first interact, and then when he calls her annoying, people start laughing, which gave him a little boost of confidence, and he said it twice. Even his body language changed and he felt a little bit more confident. Now, the worst thing you could do as a woman is act all offended at how he could call you annoying, how he could insult you, and how dare him say this. The best thing you can do as a woman when a man tries to insult you because he simply lacks vocabulary or logical reason to actually make up his mind and have an opinion is to laugh. Emotionally detached, do not take it personally, and this is how you don't lose your power. Even when the whole room was laughing after him saying twice that she's annoying after just asking a normal question, she didn't lose her cool. For everyone who's new here, hi, my name is Anna Christina. I teach women how to read and observe men, how to communicate unapologetically, authentically, feminine, soft yet firm. I teach you how to play the game of life, because if you don't know how to play it, you will get played. Click the link in my bio to learn more.
So when I say, or when I talk about women saying some silly stuff about black cat energy, this is the woman that teaches that. Like, this is the lady that teaches that nonsense. And you're breaking down a clip of a woman that is married. She's married. I can't remember. I think it's Lila or something like that. I can't remember her name exactly. But she's married. She actually submits to her husband. She actually loves her husband. She's probably there because she's a popular creator. So Brian's got her on the show from a perspective of a Christian. That's probably why she's there, which is a good thing, by the way. So they're having this dialogue and this conversation. People know that Justin, people know he got multiple women, and that's just the way that he wants to live his life. Do I agree with it? No. I don't. I think Myron does the same thing. Do I agree with it? No. I don't know who else does it, but go, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do what you want to do. I'm probably not going to do it, but you go ahead. But what you're not actually teaching women about femininity. It's the same thing as Shira 7. You guys are teaching women about manipulation. And once again, condolences to Shira during this time of, her husband passing away. But y'all are not actually teaching women to love and to be submissive and to cooperate. That's the biggest thing. You're not teaching them to cooperate. You're not teaching them to respect men. You're teaching these techniques as a form and a way to get what you want. How to maneuver and manipulate the man. Now, I understand if you say, okay, well, I came to him like this and I did not get the outcome that I wanted. So I need to tone it down and I need to learn how to speak to him so he becomes a better husband and I become a better, so you became a better wife or better communicator, and he became a better husband and communicator, and he became better at his responses in that point in time. Right? So you're both actually growing, and you both actually like each other. These modern women, these dating coaches, female dating coaches, are not teaching women to actually love their husband and do these things because they do love their husband. They're teaching them these things so they can find a rich man to spin the bag on them.
No, baby, I'm almost 30. I do not buy fast food. I cook food. I don't be outside. I be inside. I don't be in everybody's business. I be minding my business. I be watching anime, okay? I'm somebody's mama.
A lot of men are intellectually bankrupt, can't hold an intellectual conversation, always making everything sexual. You slide into DMs with zero etiquette, just raw, inappropriate language. It's actually a turnoff. Sincerely speaking, what do most men have to offer? I'm not even going to read that dumb shit, because y'all need to see. She's just naming stuff that they claim to not want in a man anyways. Why is that your focus as a single woman? You don't have this problem in your life, but that's a problem still. I like that women do this because it just shows who they are for real. They believe that words speak louder than actions. So saying dumb shit like this makes them feel good. But when it's time to have the conversations, what they say. As a man, why are you speaking? Why are you going back and forth with a woman? These new men are sassy. They different. Because you don't have none of the shit you talking about at all. That's your problem. Y'all think y'all want this shit, but niggas know not to give it to you. That's why they came up with their own formula. Sex, sandwich, and silence. No matter how much they act like they don't like that, they want a man that connects and open up. As soon as you try to do that, because they don't have the emotional maturity, all they can do is talk negative. As a man, why do you have anything to say? This is what they tell me. They don't have the emotional intelligence they be talking about. Subscribe to my YouTube, Planet Reality.
Talk about a guy like just normal, not having your privileges or anything.
What privileges? I came to this country with $200 in a suitcase. Everything and anything that I have was self-earned, self-developed, and I made it happen. You're the one that's gonna wait for an arranged marriage privilege.
Flashback. I'm in a different situation. I'm Indian. If worse comes to worse, I can get arranged marriage.
So your worst case scenario is you end up with an arranged marriage with somebody that you're clearly probably not gonna love.
End of flashback.
It's fun to stay at the
I mean, yes, it's a whole. There's not a lot of awareness on this issue because most of us have not. You use our Southern Borders, right, as a nonprofit for the community because it takes a special kind of stamina, right, to be able to turn your canal into an LLC for the people of God. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something to be mindful of, you know, and the heartbreak. Are you heartbroken because, you know, you've lost a community of men of God that helped maintain your canal, or is the current man of God that you're standing next to not well equipped to, you know, fill in the gaps? You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a village sometimes, you know. How can we support you, beloved?
Stay safe out there, man. These modern women, my God. My God, my God, my God. Stay safe. They don't have any morals. They don't think about their future. They don't think about how they're going to be perceived in the future. None of that. I mean, and when people bring up their past, they're totally blindsided. Like, how could he ever? How could she ever? How could they ever? I'm a changed person. I'm a new person. Right. But what hasn't changed is what you've done, which is all over the internet. And it doesn't necessarily have to be OnlyFans. It could be you, some of the things that you said, and how you've been acting. So people, they look at you like, man, I thought you said this, or I thought you were doing that. And even on Instagram, posting thirst traps. Man. And this is supposed to be a prize that men win. This is supposed to be a prize that men get. Jesus.
Let's go! More control! want to be leader, but do not want to pay on first date. Ladies say all time they want to be queen, but no one will take accountability when danger come here. How about lady, human female? Be matriarch of paying all bills in the house first, before taking over planet. Once ladies can pay bills and not complain, then we elevate to take over. Just a suggestion, be wise. Be wise. Wise like cake.
This is the most accurate thing you'll see all day.
I just want to hook up with a guy who's hot. I just want a guy who's good looking and fun. I'm looking for a man who's in shape, has a good job, and wants kids. I'm looking for a man who communicates, is family oriented, and is looking to have kids within the next 2 to 3 years. Here are my non-negotiables. He has to have a business degree, be spiritually grounded, nice to his family, never wears necklaces, went to summer camp, and has brown hair. I am never doing blonde again. I think I'm gonna start dating women.
Yo, ain't this the truest shit ever, especially in modern dating? Whole phase, more whole phase. You know what I'm saying? Then the standards start to get higher and higher. Then get into your graduated boss babe phase where now your standards are through the roof when your back's already been blown out. You got mad traumas, all the people you done tried and it didn't work out. So now that's rules for the next guy that he got to take care of, or it's going to go against him when he didn't do nothing to you. And then now you're in that phase where the wall's hitting you. Nobody wants you. Boss babe phase over, going into your 40s. And you're like, you know what? Fuck it, I'ma just like women at this point. And it's crazy because, you know, this shit is good. This shit is very realistic and it shows, you know, someone that knows how it goes, probably got friends that done this shit. And it's just a sad reality, yo. And as a guy, we ain't shit early, ain't shit that much later, then become shit. And then, you know, kind of want to have fun like you did in your 20s, depending on who you ask, or the guy that wants to settle down and he can't find no one because this is all that's left. Damn, que buena vida, huh?
Never trust a woman who does this. I don't care how much she likes you. I don't care how much you guys get along. The moment she does this, it's done. Because this is the most disrespectful thing. Never trust a woman that just disappears with no explanation, that just ghosts you. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the reason goes a lot deeper than you think. The woman that goes ghost doesn't respect you. I don't care how difficult life gets. I don't care how interested or uninterested they are in you. It is human decency to let another person know what's going on. But here's the mistake most men make, and you're probably making this same mistake. Listen closely. The mistake is you are too forgiving. She ghosts you, comes back, says a few nice things, and you're okay with it. No, she ghosted you and came back not because she missed you. She ghosted you and came back because the man she really wanted didn't want her back. And listen, I don't care what anybody says. Ghosting is a manipulation technique. As a matter of fact, there are 5 manipulation techniques that women use. She's probably even using one on you right now, and you don't even realize it. So listen, in my course, I explain the 5 things you need to do so that you can be prepared and know when these things are happening to you so that they never happen again. I explain exactly why people do these things and how to avoid them before they happen to you. And remember, it's all in my course. It's just a matter of whether or not you're ready to face the truth. If you want to find the answers, just go into the link in bio here and click coaching. See you over there.
You don't really even need a course for it. You can just, whenever she tries to come back, you kind of put your foot in the ground and you don't have to be rude about it. You just say, well, the last time we spoke, this is where your mind was at. And so, we talked about it multiple times, and I asked you that question multiple times. And that's what you came up with, right? And as a man, it's not really a hard conversation, but it's a definitive conversation. And so you just say, are you sure about that? Well, yeah, this, that. Are you sure about that? Oh, well, yeah. Okay, so we're doing this, and you're saying this, and this. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I am. Okay, well, I think if that's the case, we don't need to be talking anymore. Or you can say something a little bit nicer. You can say, well, I don't know if I see us on the same page, if that's the way you feel. So I don't know if it's, or I don't know if it makes sense for us to move on if you're talking in that phase, right? Marriage is a completely different thing. So you're going to have to handle that a little bit differently because you're legally together at that point in time. But there's been situations to where, not necessarily getting ghosted. I can't remember if I've ever been ghosted. I think I have. Maybe. I can't remember. I don't think I've ever actually been ghosted. Maybe once. But, you just kind of, in those situations, some of these women like to think that they're more than they actually are. And so in those situations, when they, like she said, she tries to go somewhere else, get somebody else, explore some other options, or they start thinking too highly of themselves, then you call that behavior out. I mean, say, hey, it seems like you want this, and I thought we were doing this. Well, this, and this. Yeah, I understand that, but I think we both deserve respect, right? And you just straight up about it. You don't beat around the bush, because you have to understand you're going to start wasting your time. She's going to start wasting your time, and she's going to be okay with wasting your time. She don't see it as wasting your time. She just sees it as, there's something I want to do. There's an agenda that I want to get through. And so she don't really care at this point about wasting your time. She cares about getting the validation that she needs, or the connection, or closure, or whatever it is. And she'll waste your time, your energy, your money to get it. So at that point in time, you just say, hey, this is not working for me. This is what needs to happen going forward. And you stick to it. And she tries to come back. Y'all can have a conversation if you want to. I'm not against that. And if she says, well, I changed this, and this, and okay, all right, cool. And then you kind of go through the steps of asking questions. You can give her a chance, and if she starts to show the same behavior, you say, okay, hey, listen, I know we talked about X, Y, and Z, and it seems like that's the behavior you're showing. And I think we need to go our separate ways. And let it go. Right? Or if she blows up, like I said, are you sure this is the road that you want to go down? I think a lady did that to me one time when we were talking. And I didn't answer the phone whenever she wanted me to. And I didn't, and we had been talking for like 2 or 3 weeks at that point in time. I didn't answer the phone when she wanted me to. And she sent me a picture or something like that. It was just a picture of her hair. She was getting her hair done. I said, oh, let me see. And she was like, oh, I don't want to send it, this and that. And she finally sent it. I felt like I had to beg for it. And I was like, anyway, I think I was just turned off by that. And then I didn't give her the response that she wanted. And so she was like, I expect to be treated like a queen, yada, yada, yada. And I think we, talked and, quote unquote, smooth each other. I thought we smoothed everything out the night before. So wake up, go to church the next day. And after church, I'm talking to people, because that's what you do after church. You just talk to people. You just say, hey, all right. Yeah, man. And you just kind of talk to them about whatever it is that's going on. And she had texted me. I guess she got out of church early. I don't know. And she texted me. And I was like, okay, I'll call you on the way home, or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember. She wanted me to call her. I said, I'll call you back. I'm on my way home. And she was a little upset and agitated that I didn't call her when, I was on my way home, or whenever I was late getting to her. But I'm talking to my brother. I was talking to people there. And essentially what I said was, because we had gone around in circles, she said something. I was like, is that the way you want to go about this? Yeah, went around in circles. And here comes round 2. Is that the way that you want to go about this? Yeah, Okay. Round 3. Are you sure this is the way that you want to go about it? Yeah. Okay, well, and then that's where you end that conversation of, I'm not going in that direction. And you're not going to drag me or my money or my energy or my mental state in that direction. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a nice life. Be blessed.
Yes, it is true. If a man dates a white woman, he will date a man.
Yeah, you heard correctly. If a man dates a white woman, that means he would date a man. Would you believe me if I told you that post went viral on TikTok? Hundreds of thousands of likes, hundreds of thousands of comments of women agreeing with the take. So much so a woman said that it's scientifically proven for that take to be true. Sweetheart, what institute would ever fund an experiment so moronic? Help us understand. Not only have some of these women lost touch with reality, they have lost touch with common fucking sense. And as sad as it is, we can't save them. There's literally nothing we can do. Between the BBL injections, No Child Left Behind, the CIA, Nissan Altimas, all these women randomly becoming real estate agents, we're literally outnumbered. There isn't anything we can do to stop this run. You literally have to allow them to crash out on their own.
This is real time. People go through shit. So you think about it like, all right, my shorty down. She need her nails done. She need her hair done. She need her feet done.
No,
what are you gonna do?
If my shorty's down, she needs fucking food. She needs a house to live in.
Listen, where's my little side to where you can be like, babe?
You could never. What I'm saying is, if we have communication, like what you said, the ultimatum, where I'm suggesting, giving you hints, and I gotta figure out what you want, that's a hell no. That's a dub. I'm giving my lady what she wants as well. I'm getting her nails done and her hair done if she wants that. Yeah, she's not gonna be looking at me like a bag to handle all her light work. I'm not that.
Let's talk about the 6 biggest mistakes that women make with men. In other words, how to exhaust yourself and confuse him. And yes, ladies, we've all done at least one. I know I have. Number 1, expecting him to be like a woman. If he thought like you, processed like you, and felt like you, he'd be your girlfriend. Different wiring, different operating system. Number 2, taking everything personally. Not every silence is a message. Not every mood is about you. Sometimes he's just thinking. Number 3, expecting him to be your source of happiness. He's your husband, not your joy dispenser. If you're empty inside, no man can fix that. Number 4, expecting him to process feelings like you do. You talk to feel better. He does things to feel better. Same destination, different route. And number 5, expecting him to meet your every little need. That's not love, that's a lot of pressure. No human was built to be everything. And number 6, putting him in the place of God. As amazing as he is, he's still a human being. He can't be your savior, your identity, or your source. Love works best when we stop asking men to be God and let them just be men.
Studies show that females in a relationship, when they go out, 75% of the time they're ovulating. Now, what percentage of men actually are raising a kid that's not theirs? Well, in 40% of tests, when a man needs a new kidney and they test his kids to see if they're a donor match, 40% of the time it's not their kid. Well, when your girl's going out with her friends, number 1, she's probably ovulating. Number 2, she's going to get pregnant 40% of the time with another man's kid. And the last thing I want to highlight here is, if she's going out, it ain't because she's trying to hang out with her friends. Her friends and her can hang out at the house with your supervision. As a matter of fact, you can get her and her friends pregnant. But she cannot go out and then make you raise another man's sperm. That's just not gonna happen.